What's up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt. I'm Derek. Sorry I missed you last week. There has been a sickness going around the household, and honestly, I'm still kind of suffering from it, so I'm going to try to keep my hacking to a minimum, of course, because nobody wants to hear that. But today, I am talking about the Doc of Chucky. Now, they just released this on Shudder, I believe, a couple weeks ago. So, obviously, without saying anything, there are no spoilers for a documentary. There is no super quick plot synopsis. And I guess just getting those couple things out of the way, we'll just kind of start diving into it. This obviously features a wide variety of the cast and crew from throughout the Child's Play franchise. Most of it, which we will talk about. I am also going to be making constant comparisons to Crystal Lake Memories and Never Sleep Again, because ultimately these three documentaries are going for about the same dang thing. So, what is good about the Doc of Chucky? As I kind of already previously said, this is a very, very in-depth look at the franchise as a whole. For instance, I didn't know how much drama that there was surrounding the first Child's Play movie. Not like with Kevin Yeager, just having to build and learn animatronics and everything for Child's Play, but with director Tom Holland trying to take the script from Don Mancini and say it was his and stuff. There was a whole bunch of crap that I wouldn't say super hardcore Chucky fan, I never knew that. So that was really cool to just learn about. What else do we got here? Don Mancini and David Kirshner. They just seem like awesome dudes from this documentary. And it's not just the way that they're talking, it's the way that other people are talking about them. Like, for instance, Jennifer Tilly, she just gushes over Don Mancini. And David Kirshner, I'm not recalling any instances like what I just referenced, but he seems like a really nice guy. If anything, Don references David and how awesome David is. But they just seem like awesome dudes, and if they're ever at a con near me, I would really like to meet them because, like I said, they just seem like awesome dudes. One thing that this documentary talked about that I did kind of already know, just from being a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan, Kevin Yeager is awesome. Just the work he does and the way he talks about it. I could listen to Kevin Yeager talk for probably a 2-hour documentary on the most boring thing ever, and I would thoroughly enjoy it. They did get a lot of the cast, and I mean a lot. There are some notable absences that I will talk about, but they did a pretty good job of getting a bunch of the people, not just the actors, but the producers and the effects people to talk about it. So all in all, very comprehensive, very in-depth look at the franchise. I mean, this thing runs 4 hours and 55 minutes. So we'll just segue. What's bad about the Doc of Chucky? I timed it out because the first hour and a half was just about the first Child's Play. Now, I know in these documentaries, especially in comparison to the other two that I previously mentioned, you have to spend some time establishing, well, where did the story come from? How did we come up with the character, this and this and this? And in with Chucky's case, how did we design the character? How did we create the robotics? How many puppeteers were needed for each, everything? I understand that, but it kind of felt lopsided in comparison because there was an hour and a half spent on the first movie, and then there was 30 to 40 minutes on each other movie. So, the first hour and a half, oddly enough, I was just like, man, this is kind of a struggle to get through. And I didn't like thinking that because I never thought that with the other two. One thing that was kind of big for me is the fact that they did not get Justin Wallen from Child's Play 3 in the documentary, and he played Andy Barclay in Child's Play 3. He's the main character in that movie. He's Andy Barclay. you get Andy Barkley. That would have been like doing Never Sleep Again and not being able to get Nancy Thompson. Now, I know some people are going to be like, well, they didn't get Patricia Arquette. I understand that, because that's my next point. You're not going to get the superstars like, dare I say, Katherine Heigl, because, you know, she rose, you know, Grey's Anatomy, Knocked Up, all that stuff. Her star's big, and from what everybody says, she's got a pretty big ego to go with it, too. I can understand them not getting her. Redman, wasn't even expecting him, but after being in seat of Chucky, he's probably like, no, I don't want no part of that. And, oh gosh, the voice of Glenn. I am blanking on the name so hard right now. Boyd. I know his last name is Boyd. I'm probably wrong about that too. But they didn't get them. And Glenn was kind of essential for Seed of Chucky. Redman you could skate by. Glenn, they needed for that. But Never Sleep Again had their noticeable absences too, as Patricia Arquette, Johnny Depp. Crystal Lake Memories didn't have Kevin Bacon and Terry Kaiser, but still they had everybody else. And I guess what I'm trying to get at here is Justin Wallen is not on the level of Kevin Bacon or Katherine Heigl or Johnny Depp. Makes no sense why he wasn't in there. If somebody knows the reason why he wasn't in the documentary, drop it down below and let me know. Educate me if you would, please. Now, there are some things I can overlook in a documentary. Like, for instance, Never Sleep Again came out, I think, right before the Nightmare on Elm Street remake came out. I understand it not being covered in that. This, though, I would give a pass to the remake not being discussed. Because, as far as I know, Don Mancini and David Kushner had nothing to do with the remake. So, I get it. That's its own animal. Doesn't need to be covered. I don't know how long this documentary was being made. But to not even incorporate one season of the Chucky show that was on Sci-Fi and USA that got canceled after 3 seasons, that's a continuation of the story. It needs to be covered in this documentary too. It may not be a movie, but it is a part of the cinematic universe of Child's Play. So I was kind of pissed about that it wasn't covered. Because this documentary, like I said, 4 hours, 55 minutes, and it didn't even touch on that. My last point, in comparison to Never Sleep Again, which had Heather Langenkamp narrating, and Crystal Lake Memories that had Corey Feldman narrating, both like main characters in the franchise. I had to look up who the narrator was for this, and her name is Autumn Ivy. I don't know what she's done, and I don't mean to sound like I'm shitting on her, because I'm really not, because she did an okay job, but I don't know why they didn't use somebody from the franchise, like not Jennifer Tilly. The documentary would have been a chore to get through. Sorry, Jennifer Tilly. But my personal preference would have been Christina Leese, Kyle from Child's Play 2 to narrate it. Or they could have even got Alex Vincent to narrate. It would have been perfect. So I don't understand why they brought somebody that wasn't a part of the franchise, because those touches that they made in Never Sleep Again and Crystal Lake Memories added to just how good the documentary was. So, rewatch by review. Would I watch this again? Possibly. More than likely, I would say. You don't even want to know how many times I've watched Never Sleep Again and Crystal Lake Memories. It's staggering. Would I buy this? Yeah, I definitely feel like I have to, because I have Never Sleep Again and Crystal Lake Memories. So, got to keep that going. What score would I give this 4-hour and 55-minute documentary? I'm going to give it a 7. It's not as good as the 2 that I keep mentioning over and over again, but it is a very solid in-depth look at most of the franchise. But it does have its glaring omissions. The show. It should have been covered. That will do it for the Doc of Chucky, guys. Make sure to comment down below and let me know, what did you think? Have you sat through this? It took me a few sessions to get through it. Can't just up and drop 5 hours of time on a documentary anymore. But did you guys like it? Let's talk about it. And also, leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed yourself today, and consider subscribing if you haven't. But until next time, guys, have a good one.